Welcome to the NYXUS podcast, guys. Tonight I have Mayhem from Burning Legion. We were supposed to have Burning Legion last week, and then we had a mix-up, and then it was supposed to be at 7 tonight, and then we have it a mix. We're here. We're here. That's the important part. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you having me on the show. I'm excited. I love doing these things, man. It's good to kind of just interact with people and talking about not only just Burning Legion, but the heavy stuff.
Absolutely. And I love doing this. I love discovering new music. So you guys were new to me. So, it's always pretty much all the bands on the show were new to me. So, it's a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
Let's start with the band. Who are you guys? Where are you guys from? What do you guys do?
That type of stuff, right?
The boring questions. Let's open up and then we'll have fun a little bit.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way. So
exactly.
But Burning Legion is the brainchild of mine. It came after my solo project, and I was really, really happy with working with Adrian and Eric, who are the two guitar players in Burning Legion. So it's just a three-piece right now. I've done everything with the drums, lyrically, and then we hired a vocalist to kind of come in on the album. But we're all spread out. Me and Adrian are probably the closest. I live in Southern California, so does he, and then Eric lives in Connecticut. So we were actually, yeah, I know.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the good thing is that, technology and everything with
absolutely
Instagram, TikTok, so we're able to kind of just send each other, stuff to kind of create. We actually had Eric come out last January for the NAMM show, which was phenomenal. He came out, all three of us got to have the chemistry sheet. It's a real deal, right?
Yep.
It was, so we're actually working on new material right now. We're in pre-production and stuff, so we're excited, but we're really happy with what came out with N7.
I was listening to it today before the interview and everything, so we're going to play some for the viewers just a little bit later. Cool. I know all about technology and trying to keep a band, having a band that's COVID was the birth of so many, and I was one of them. From Canada with three guys from the US, and then we featured a girl from the UK and a guy from Pakistan. it was incredible. yes, we touched everything everywhere. It crashed really fast as soon as it as fast as it picked up, we all crashed. Everybody's doing different projects, so it's nothing bad. It was incredible. So I see how you guys can make it work, because it's with technology today. AI scares the fuck out of me, but technology is incredible. So let's get into those weird questions a little bit. Let's see. I'll do the evil one right away, because let's get the evil out of the way. If you have a curse placed on you, and for the rest of your life you can only listen to one song.
Oh.
Not an album, just a song. One.
Just a song.
Every time you hit play, that's the song that every time you think of music, that's the song that plays in your head.
Oh man. That's a great question. I would have to probably go with War Pigs.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of people that know me, I'm a big Sabbath head. You can't listen to heavy metal without giving some respect, Sabbath and stuff. So, I would probably be War Pigs. I think it's just like the perfect metal song, right? There's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of improvisation. Everybody on that band was grooving, and they're always, from 1970 to 1978, they're grooving, but
yeah,
I think that song really kind of encapsulates like everything that they really wanted to make a statement with.
It's a good choice. Good choice. And I know this one. Sometimes the bands come up with songs and I'm like, okay, another one for the playlist, all these songs, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How did music start for you? Like, where did it start?
Well, it started in my mom's womb, believe it or not. So my father, who I'm really, really blessed, he was putting Sabbath and Queen and Pink Floyd, Deep Purple, that type of stuff on my mom's stomach. the old records and put in some speakers. Maybe that's why I can't hear so well. I don't know, but he would play that stuff, religiously. My dad was he was not a musician, but we my family has a lineage of Spanish guitar players, and so I was able to just pick up things as I grew up and stuff like that, and again, just musical family that they again weren't musicians, but listened to a lot of stuff like
Yeah.
my sister was really into Prince. She was very my other sister was really into Motown, Temptations, which again is like the best stuff out there, right? The cream of the crop, So I was really blessed to have that. But I mean, just picking up the bass, just getting into the heavier stuff, Metallica, Megadeth, that type of stuff, and then Cliff Burton came into my life, and then it just skyrocketed from there. Yeah.
There's always that trigger. There's always the one artist that just gives you the want to do that, or
Oh, yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Let's see. What superpowers? If you could have a superpower, what superpower would you have?
Man, that's a great. And I'm a nerd. I'm telling you, Marvel.
There we go.
I'm telling you. I'm seeing it's funny because I'm the nerd of the band. I'm the nerd of Burning Legion, because Burning Legion is actually a name off of World of Warcraft, villains in World of Warcraft. And so I got comic books right here. I got my Gears of War. So I'm a nerd. So to answer your question, superpower, man. I would probably have to. I mean, go with powers that Magneto has. Like just moving metal. Because that's like the most metal thing, right? That you can control metal, like. So I would probably have to go with that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. He's like the most metal character. Like,
Drummers usually tell me, like, a drummer will tell me, like, teleportation, because then it's easy to teleport the drums, and so.
Yeah, that's true. I like how they're thinking about their instruments. Like,
Well,
yeah.
when you're the one that carries it in the forest for a photo shoot, I'm sure that you remember to think of the drum set. That's really, really. Who's your inspiration? And not just necessarily for music, but day to day, like, who's somebody that inspires you?
Uh, Pretty much anybody that has a story, anybody that I can gravitate to, anybody that's going through stuff. I think as musicians and artists, we kind of pull inspiration when we allow ourselves to be receptive to it. And in my personal job, outside of Burning Legion, the job that pays the bills, in other words, is I'm a mental health professional. So hearing a lot of people with anxiety, depression, and just demons in their heads. That's so heavy. That's like the heaviest stuff we can talk about. And Burning Legion inspires me to write, to write for Burning Legion, like just the mental health stuff. A lot of Burning Legion is more like tailored to that, and so is my solo stuff. But mental health, just knowing what's going on in the world, current events and stuff like that. That inspires me.
And what would you like to be remembered for?
Oh man, to be honest with you, I'd like to be remembered how people remember me now. Just like that dude that loves to play music. That guy that just was there for everybody, right? And just happy, that he was able to live the life he wanted to live. And yeah, sometimes the days are going to be dark, but at the end of the day, that I have my family, I have my girls, I have my boy on the way. I have a lot of people that I still connect with, and I'm just happy. Just that he's a good dude. The Jolly Green Giant.
Well, that's a good thing to be remembered for. That's for sure, for sure. You said you guys are all over the place, all over the place. You guys are close, but what's the recording process? How do you guys start?
So it's a fantastic question. So with the first album, Inside the Nora, it was kind of like it was going to be the second album for my solo stuff. But as I've said in a couple interviews and to some other people, that I don't like the whole "it's just me" situation. Like, I'm not a Prince, I'm not a Elton John, I'm not an Ozzy. I was like, hey, I need a team. I was so happy with how Eric and Adrian, participated and contributed to the album. I was like, hey, why don't we just make a band and stuff? So what we do is I usually kind of start off with the drums and the bass, and then I kind of just show the guys like, hey, like this is the tuning, this is the key, this is how fast it is, the tempo, and then they just kind of go creatively from there. With this new stuff, I'm really happy, and I can't wait for people to hear it. It's just it's going to be a completely different thing because now Adrian and Eric are taking more over of the writing process. They're contributing more of the riffs. They're more of the composition of it, which is going to be great. But Burning Legion has a very unique way because like we'll send everything to Dropbox or OneDrive and stuff like that. We have a group chat, so we're sending each other like riffs and stuff
Yep.
all day. So so it's a unique process.
Absolutely. It's not the same as, that's why I like to ask that question, especially with people like that are not practicing together, not, because when you have
Mhm.
band practice every day, every week, like it's, oh, check out this riff, and then it kind of all, but when you're apart, it's a little more of a, communication effort going on there.
Yeah, and actually, and that's a great observation because one of the things I've noticed working with these guys, even though we're spread apart, the chemistry's still there, and I feel like I've had more chemistry with these guys than I did in my previous bands that I've had like Jesus Christ for 20 years, And then it's not to say anything bad about the people that I've worked with. It's just like when you're grooving, you're grooving.
Absolutely. Different people, different kind of vibe. Absolutely. It's good too to have that chemistry, especially far apart like that, because it's so easy to kind of fall out, kind of like, life gets busy, life gets, and it's not there, it's not in your face. So you really have to love it, and you really have to enjoy the guys you're doing it with, because if not, it just becomes a chore, which.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. I think the beauty about Burning Legion is that all three of us kind of like look at it as like, hey, we're humans first, right? Like I'm a dad, like I'm a husband. Eric he
Yes.
has his family, Adrian the same thing. And it's like it's not. It's I think we're in a day and age where like, hey, dude, we'll get to it when we get to it, right? There's no pressure. There's no. Let's just have fun, right?
Absolutely.
And I think and that's and every band is different. Like, right? There's some bands that are probably you've interviewed, right? Like, this is we got to make it or break it, right? Okay, cool. That's their stuff. They're younger. They're probably younger cats and stuff, ready to go. But for us, we just want to play heavy stuff, and if it catches people's ears and we play a festival or something, we'll do it. All we just got to do is talk.
Yeah. Well, I've seen all levels of I'll say dedication. I don't like using dedication because everybody's dedicated to their own thing. Level of businessship for a band. Some bands don't have a job, don't have a 9 to 5. That's their job.
Yeah.
So, they'll put everything. I'll give you an example. A band called Sepsis.
Mm.
That's their brand. They do everything. I mean, they're everywhere. That's how I got so many bands on there, is the community. That's all they do. And then there's other bands like you who, life comes first. We're still doing music. We're still enjoying it. You still do shows, but, it's different levels. It's like the podcast.
Yeah.
Last year I was doing 4 episodes a week, and this year it's 1 episode a week because of family and burnout. Like.
What are you telling, girl?
It's like it was too much, but how do you think the industry changed? You said you've been doing music for like 20 years, right? At least.
Yeah.
How do you think the industry changed? Because 20 years, there's a lot that changed.
It's oh my god, there's a lot of ebbs and flows. I think we're just in the day and the age of just technology, and we just have to embrace it. We just have to. I mean, I know a lot of the cats that I was running with back in the day, they're just super against it. That's fine, and that kind of proves to me like that's why they're not doing music. Again, I mean, in music and as an artist or a musician or what have you, you have to adapt. You have to adapt with the change. You have to adapt what's happening. Kind of like how you mentioned AI earlier. It's just a lot of stuff happening, right? Even artwork, and it's just so much stuff happening. But I think it's changed where it's becoming more humanistic, to be honest with you. Because again, like I said, I'm connecting with these cats better than I did with the people that I was having band practice every week.
Yep.
So I think I think specifically metal. I can't speak for other genres, but I think metal, we're in a really, really good place where almost a resurgence of just like positivity, We have bands that are coming back, like Pantera. Hopefully Nevermore. My fingers are crossed for that one. But but you see what I'm saying? Just like a lot
Yeah.
of it, and we got the trolls and the people on the internet, talking smack, whatever, But I think for the most part, if you're a musician and you're part of it and you're putting music in, it's gonna be something positive, and people are gonna be very receptive.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, on that, let's listen to your
Sure.
song, so then we can come back, do a few more questions, and I'll let you go for, you know, having a nice Friday night. Probably you'd like to go relax too.
Yeah. Yeah.
While I'm setting it up, why did you pick Power Beyond Death?
I think Power Beyond Death was a great one. I mean, the guys really liked it. It was one of those ones. Actually, this is a remake of one of the songs I had in my solo album or my solo releases, and I gave it to Adrian and Eric, and Eric really took a good charge of the producing part of it, and Adrian kind of redid the guitars, and I think it came out fantastic. I think it came out even heavier. Because it was funny because like Adrian does a beautiful job of like, hey, this is what your riffs are, and I'm just gonna make it 20 times heavier. You know, so that's why I call him the riff beast because he's a beast. He knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. Well, let's give them a listen, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
Until there's nothing left, power beyond death.
Yes, that was heavy. Those riffs were. Yes, yes.
I was hoping you were gonna play the whole song because like I'm like the ending is just like it's just so like my favorite part. Like I can't tell you how many times like I reviewed it. I was like, this is so cool.
Well, I played as long as the song was on YouTube. So
Oh no, that's pretty. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
yeah, yep. It was amazing. I loved it. I was enjoying listening earlier. And Sabanur, what does it mean?
And Sabanor. So again, going back to me being a geek, being a nerd. And Sabanor is the name of the X-Men villain Apocalypse. That's his alien name. So he's
Okay.
like, yeah. So he's the first mutant, and so they named him the first one. So this is the first album that we're putting out together as Burning Legion. I was like, oh, that'd be cool if we called it In Sabanor. And they were. It's funny because those Adrian and Eric, they're like, yeah, dude, whatever, cool, it's just whatever. Just, we know you're a nerd, dude. Just fine, whatever, cool. It sounds cool, whatever.
Sounds cool. We don't need to know anything else. Just
Exactly.
it sounds cool, man. Yep.
Caring to explain it to them, they're like, dude, just go, just. Shut up. I'm like, all right.
Oh, they don't. They're not nerds. They're not.
Not well. I mean, Eric more than Adrian. Adrian's just a very nonchalant dude. Both of them are very sweet. They're street guys, man. They're salted the earth, man. But Adrian's very just like, cool. And then Eric's more into like Lord of the Rings and
Yes.
that type of stuff, So me too. But I'm just like, I could talk all day about nerd stuff, man. So.
I'll have to maybe do a nerd edition of the podcast because there's a lot of musicians that you'd be surprised. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You see my room, you're just like, oh, dude. Okay. Yeah. Like, he got married? Holy shit! Really?
Well, here it's all band stuff because me, and then on the other side because of Amanda is all Harry Potter stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she's a huge Harry Potter fan. I like Lord of the Rings. I like. Game of Thrones is my kind of shit, like Vikings and stuff like that.
That's it, it's like that's
Absolutely. How do you define success as an artist?
I know the difference for people, but for me, I think
For you, everybody has their own definition.
It's a very abstract question, and it's a great question. I think to me, success as a musician, if someone likes it and they're grooving to it, and it means something to them, you've been successful as a musician. Because I think, I know we get kind of, distracted by like the music videos and the tours and the merch and all that stuff, but if a song is connecting with somebody and they can feel what you were feeling when you were putting it together, composing it, producing it, writing it, you've been successful, right? And it just takes one person. And so there's people that have like, that reached out to me like, hey, Something was great, or even your solo stuff was great, I like it. Then I'm like, hey, success. Yeah, I mean, it's not paying the mortgage, but hey, sometimes things go deeper than money. You know what I mean? So it's great. It's great. That's how I see it.
There's no bad answer to this question. It's such a personal question. And a lot of times this is the answer though. A lot of times this, if I can at least touch one person with a song, I mean, it's music. It's supposed to make people feel something. It's what made you want to become a musician? Yeah, there's, like you said, there's, Spanish guitar influence in your family. But what's the artist like? What's the performance? Is it a special song? Like, what clicked it?
I think it's just everything about it. Because I think it's just, to me, and I've said this in a couple interviews, it's just the spiritual aspect of it, right? Because I think it's just so spiritual. It's its own entity. It's its own thing where people, like I said, I kind of had that spiritual experience with Sabbath. People put on, any other type of music and just have this like escape, not only just from reality, but make reality better. So for me, I was like, I want to contribute to that, right? And not just saying like, yeah, I had the lineage and all that stuff. That's beside the point. I mean, I just, that's just, to me, that's like a resume part, and I'm proud of it. But for me, I'm like, I got stuff that I want to let out, right? I feel like I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in my writing process. you know, and I think I'm like, hey, I can contribute, right? And if one person likes it, hey, okay, one person likes it. But I have stuff on my mind that I'm like, I gotta get out, you know, and especially now metal nowadays, and it is changing, but I think it's important for metal to kind of have that like spiritual part and that part of like you know the positive vibes, the mental health part, this, you know the things that people go through in day to day life. You know, because I mean, again, you know, 80s, 90s, we're kind of done with like the demons and the blood and all. You know, we get it. You know, we get it. It's cool. You know, but it's let's talk about some real shit now. You know.
Well, it's nice to see that there is a lot of bands that are kind of branching out, you know. And I think that's what created so many subgenres of metal right now, because I used to ask what genre, and we can't. Every song is a different genre.
Oh yeah.
There's some bands, and it's you look at the list, and every song is a different genre. It's insane, and I think that's what created it. Is people started, you know, okay, let me sing about this instead, and let me sing about that instead. Like, it's, you know, weird question, but I have to ask because I was asked that question when I did an interview last weekend by JT. Ronnie Radke. Opinion?
You're talking to the guy from Headbangers Ball? Right?
Falling in Reverse. They're the lead singer that's been.
Oh, that guy. Oh, that guy. Oh. I mean, like my opinions on his music or just his personality.
What do you think? What do you think he's doing? I think it's all like, you know what I mean. If you're gonna make me the villain, I'll just be the villain.
Yeah,
I mean,
again, I don't know the music well enough.
Yeah.
You know, and not just because like you know I'm trying to hate her. I just that's not. It doesn't really call my attention. You know, but kudos to those guys. Like, obviously they're doing good. You know. I mean, I think it's important that metal or just in music in general that we have those characters, right? We have those cats. You know, I don't really have an opinion on the dude. You know, I'm just
in general, on guys like him that kind of shake the cage just to kind of shake it. You know what I mean? Like
we need those guys though. You know, I'm saying we need those guys. And again, and this might sound kind of rude, but I mean this with all due respect to him or to any guys like that. It's like you make us look good. You know, you know, and I'm like, you know, you guys could, you know, kick, scream, and talk shit and do whatever. Cool, that's you guys. But hey, you know, the guys that are, you know, working on the craft and the woodshed and stuff like that, and just kind of keeping a reserve time, you make us look better. So hey, that's what I'm saying. We need guys like that because again, not to take anything away from him. I'm
no, absolutely not, absolutely not.
You know, yeah, like. He's probably a good dude. He's probably, you know, but again, you get one of these in someone's face. That's it. You know, then they have to act. They have to be, you know, persona and stuff. And
well, that's it. If I think it's the you want to be, you know, you want me to villain. I'll be in my villain era right now.
Yeah,
like
and then that's cool, dude. That's cool. I mean, because my thing is, and the guys in Legion know is. Your behavior and the way you present yourself is going to dictate the music and how people are going to listen to Burning Legion, right? And I'm not saying like, hey, these guys have to act a certain way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, you know, if they're like, hey, you know, Mayhem from Burning Legion, he's a good dude. He's, you know, he's interacting with fans. He's, you know, he's really committed to his craft and stuff like that.
But this comes back to what you want to be remembered as.
Yeah,
you know,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes the music taste better. In other words, you know. Because then
absolutely.
You start thinking about dudes that were assholes or just, you know, doing shady shit, you know, and then you're kind of listening to the music, you're like, I don't even know anymore, right?
And we've all met some. I mean, I was a big fan of a certain band, which I won't name.
Yeah.
And then I had a chance to go meet her at the merch table, and that was years ago. I was young, you know, and I was told that she wouldn't talk to me unless I paid $20 for her time. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go spend my money on somebody else's merch table. Like,
yeah. And it's sad. It's sad. You know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like we need those guys. We need those guys. We need those guys that look bad because it makes us look even better, right? You know. So like,
absolutely.
Hey, I'm like, brother, if you want to, you want to be. You know,
well, luckily, there's more of you guys than of the.
Yeah, exactly. It's just we're quieter. That's the thing, you know what I mean?
Exactly, but I'm also very quiet, so I like the quiet. I like the.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like the chaos, but most of the times I like my quiet.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris? Let's see. We're getting towards the end of the episode. I always like to make sure that we point out where can we find you on social media. There's this world of social media is completely crazy right now. Where can we find you?
So we're on all streaming platforms. Burning Legion. The album is out. Find us on Bandcamp. Find us anywhere. Just type in Burning Legion Metal in Google. You'll find us. But type in metal, because if not, guess what? You're gonna get the World of Warcraft stuff. So, which is cool too. I mean, Blizzard has enough money, but you know what I mean. But
Right?
our handle on Instagram. We're very active on Instagram. Is burning.legion.metal. We're coming up with merch right now. We're already in pre-production of the new stuff that's coming out. That's just, oh my god, I'm so excited. And I hate to sound like that typical like artist, like I can't wait for the new stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like how I bet, and I bet you, Melanie, you probably interviewed bands like, hey, tell me about the new stuff, and they always say it's the heaviest thing we've ever done. Yeah, dude, whatever.
It's the best thing.
Yeah, right? It's like it's better than the last one. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna just tell you guys, it's music. It's heavy. And it's new stuff. There.
Well, I mean, I hope it's better. I always tell the bands, like, I hope it's better because you guys have to be evolving. You guys have, the second album, you guys are more comfortable together. Like you said, the exchange of everything for the riffs, for the this, it all grows.
Yeah.
So merch is coming. Bandcamp, guys, don't forget the first Friday of every month. Everything goes to the artists. So you want to support them, go to Bandcamp, get the album. And yeah. All right. Cool. We'll keep going. Let me know when, because before you go I have to hit you with the NYXUS question. Nobody
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody gets away
I got
without
like
it.
10 more. Yeah, I got 10 more.
Cool. Well then, tour lineup. If Burning Legion got to go tour with any band in the world, let's make it a 5-band with you guys. So give me 4 bands. What's up, great Jaded? Give me four more bands that we would go see, and it could be. I'll bring it even more step more. Dead or alive, active or not. Like, what would be the dream tour?
For us to join another
For you guys to bring with you. You guys are touring the world. Tomorrow morning you're leaving. What band are you bringing with you?
phenomenal question. I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody, hey, that's a great question. She's doing it. She's great. She's amazing. That's a great question. I mean, for me, I know Eric and Adrian will probably choose different. I know Eric for a fact would choose Trivium, but for me personally, I would choose first Strapping Young Lad. I think Devin Townsend inspired me a lot. For Burning Legion, that band is just a beast. I would definitely say Vader from Poland. Those guys are just amazing. I would say Origin, but they would just make us look bad anyways, because those guys are just amazing musicians, So I'm like, fuck, I don't want to look too I don't want to look like, hey, those guys are like beasts. So I would that'd probably be like a 5th one, but definitely Testament. And man, if I had to be the last one, shout out to I want to talk about one of the local bands by the name of Dig It. Those guys, they're from God, please don't kick my ass, but I think from Sweden, northern over there, like that. But
Okay.
they're, I mean, they're very like stoner, down type stuff, and I love that stuff. That's my bread and butter, the 4/4 on the floor. But I would probably choose those guys. So it would probably be Dig It, Strapping Young Lad, Testament, and what did I say? What else did I say? I already forgot the other one.
You said a lot of bands and ADHD kicked in. Something shiny happened over there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, Vader, and I'm wearing the
There
shirt.
we go.
There we go.
That's always a fun question. It's.
That's a great question. Yeah, that's a great question.
Well, you guys have been together for a bit, so maybe you could answer this one. Usually it's a very fun question when the whole band is there, but let's still give it a try. there's a zombie apocalypse. You guys are all together. Who goes down first?
Who goes down first? Probably me. Probably me. Yeah, probably me. I think, I don't know if it's just the bass player in me. It's just I'm like, hey, what's that noise? And then, okay, I'm done. You know, I think the last person that would stand would probably be Adrian, just because he's really fit and he's done like Ironmans and he's like a personal trainer too, you know, on the side. So he would probably be the last man standing. Eric would probably give the zombies a run for the money. I'd be the first one to go. I'm too top heavy. I can't run for shit.
Listen, I need to make a shirt because I always have the same answer to exactly what you just said. I could not outrun most of my friends, my family. I could not, but I'd trip a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Be real quick. Well, oops. Oh no, you fell, and just keep running. No, fuck. Sarah, my co-host, usually said we should make NYXUS podcast shirt. I trip a bitch. So
I'll be your first buyer. There you go.
So you guys performed together.
We haven't played. So Burning Legion has not played a show.
Okay.
We have not played a show, but that's not to say that we don't want to. We just it has to make sense. Again, you know, Eric's a family man. I'm a family man. So you know, we have to hire a drummer, hire a vocalist, because the gentleman that did the vocals on the Burning Legion album, he lives in Finland. So, and he's got his band. Yeah, I know. We're all over the place. We're worldwide, but you know, we you know, again, that's to say, you know, the door's wide open. You know, I think us as the core three, we're open to, you know, negotiating, talking to people, trying people out. We're open to it, you know. So if anybody is like, hey, you ever get like a festival or whatever, then exactly, triple bitch. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I know you got to make shirts now. I mean, the community's loving it. So.
It's my brand. I mean, I'd trip a bitch. But shows, I don't know. You guys should look up. I know some bands do shows online. There was on YouTube. You know what I mean? There's a program that you can use, and like everybody, it sounds really incredible. If you're interested, I'll try to figure it out, and I'll let you know what it's called. But that could be something fun at one point for you guys to do. Like we said earlier, technology is so advanced that we have to use what is out there for us to use.
Exactly.
You know,
and we just started, right? Burning Legion just started. We just started.
Exactly.
We fresh. You know, we don't. I know we're not saying like, hey, we haven't hit 1,000 followers or whatever the hell, and those numbers don't mean anything unless the people genuinely like them. You know, so we just started. So, you know, we that would be great. You know, something in the woodwork.
Yep, the numbers truly mean nothing.
Yeah.
Especially that you could buy followers. Numbers is one thing. The engagements you have with your fans is really what's important. Like you said, if you reach that one fan and you change his life with that music, I mean, job well done. Like, you know, money's great, but
it's not everything.
You know, it's always nice, but it's not, you know, it's not the point of, it shouldn't be a reason to make music.
Yeah. Well, and then I think one of the best musicians was you know, the Nuno from Extreme, who said it's like, if you're in it for the money, you get out. Like, you're done. Like, don't even do it. You know, like
Absolutely.
Even the dude behind me, this gentleman right here, you know, Jimi Hendrix, did the same thing too. So just gotta love what you do. Gotta play it.
Absolutely, you just keep doing what you like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great having you. I'm glad that we got to have this conversation. When you guys finish the album, I'd love to have you guys back. Maybe we can even arrange that everybody could be here, because since we do it on StreamYard, we can have the whole band.
Yeah. Definitely. We just got to schedule it accordingly and kind of go from there. But yeah, the new stuff is again pre-production, no set date. We don't know if it's this year. We don't know if it's next year. Don't know too much about it. But
yeah,
N Savinor is already out, so that's where we're trying to promote that hard. So
absolutely. But anytime you want to come back, just send me a message. Tell Ben or Eric has my phone number too. So anytime you guys want to be on, do anything, promote a song, just let me know. Facebook, Instagram, the algorithm does not like me, and I end up seeing posts like 5 days too late. So
same here. Same here. I don't think the algorithm likes metal people. I don't like. I don't see too much love in the metal community. All I see is like the same three bands, you know,
Right.
which is like
Right.
okay, cool, but what about us?
Y'all won't stop us. You do not. You will not stop
No,
us. It's like when Facebook tells me, "Stop! You're using music. You're gonna get copyright strikes." And I'm like, "Okay, give it to me. Look it.
yeah, exactly.
Let me lose my page. I'll
Yeah.
rebuild it. It's just
Well,
numbers. It's
well, exactly. Well, I mean, hey, since you have a member of Burning List, she has permission to use that song. So, so if anybody wants to get
Uh,
into it,
social media is a weird fuck. It's a weird thing because when I was with my band, I used a song that I wrote with my voice and everything, and I used it, and they hit me with copyrights.
are you serious?
They were like, "You're not allowed to use this song," and I was like, That's me." Yep. Well, AI is getting more intelligent now, so hopefully it'll stop doing that at one point.
Hopefully.
Before I let you go, I want to hit you with the NYXUS question. You said you're in the mental health field, so you'll probably recognize this question because I pulled it out of my mental health episode week, where I started asking it, and it hit people in a lot of different ways. And lately somebody told me, "Oh my God, I asked that questions to my. If you had a chance to sit down with a younger version of yourself at any age, what would you tell yourself?"
Oh, that's a great question. Doing some inner child work. Oh man, man, I honestly, I would just, well, first and foremost, I'd be like, dude, stop eating. Pick up some weights. Do some cardio, right? Go outside a little bit more. I would tell him that. But I would just, I. That's so funny that you asked that because I was thinking about that on my drive to work. I was like, man, I wish I could tell maybe like 12-year-old Matt, 14-year-old Matt that, getting his first base and stuff, like, dude, just stick with it because you're not going to believe what you can do in the future, right? You don't even need an amp anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you just stay with it. Just focus on it,
Yeah.
and I would just say, and all the other stuff that has gone in my life, trauma and negative things, I wouldn't change it because it made me who I am. It made me what I am today, and I'm grateful for that. So just I would probably talk more to the musician side of me than anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people tell me I don't want to change anything, but it's not about changing. It's just about kind of giving yourself a pat on the back, or like I would tell myself that my ideas are not stupid because just a little encouragement. You make it to 40. Come on, girl, like chin up. Like fight.
Well, I mean,
Like,
it's like musicians, we want to change the past, right? We want, but it's like you can't change the past, man. This ain't end game, man. You don't got the infinity gauntlet.
I'd
You
be
got
afraid. Butterfly effect.
the perfect reference. Yeah, I'm like, no, don't. Why would you change it? Why
No.
would you want to change the future? It's already written. Just
Right.
have fun right now.
Right.
What they was right now.
Enjoy it. Just enjoy the ride.
Exactly. That's a phenomenal question. That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. Yeah, we had a whole week on mental health. That was the third month of the podcast. That was a very taxing week, but incredible friendships were made that week.
Beautiful.
Um, we'll probably have another one at one point, but my friend JT has Beyond the Breakdown.
Okay.
It's also a podcast. He does music interviews, and he goes a little bit into mental health. And if you want to, I'll send you his information, and you can hit him up for an interview. He's always looking for some people to have on his podcast,
Perfect. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to do it. Yeah.
and I
But
love.
it's funny. His show is called Beyond the Breakdown, right?
Yeah.
I have my podcast called Beyond the Heavy. So I'm like,
Ooh!
yeah, so I'm like, we should team up.
And what's your podcast about?
Well, my podcast is kind of similar to what you're doing right now too. Just interviewing bands, local bands. More of the unknown cats, which is great because you find amazing cats.
Oh yeah,
And just again, kind of going deeper. Kind of like what you're doing. Great questions. I need to take notes from you because you got some great questions. For me, I'm talking more of the artist, kind of seeing what's beyond the heavy, what's beyond the music, right? Talk to me about what like, the equipment, your stuff, all that stuff.
I'm not a gearhead, and I don't try to pretend to be. So if a lot of times people are like, oh, I love gear, and I'm like, oh, cool, what do you use? And I'm like, disclaimer, I have no fucking idea what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
So talk for other people, and then I just kind of sit here like.
Yeah. No, I have a couple cats that were like, oh, I use this something 55, 1000. I'm cool, but whatever, man. Cool,
Let me check it up after the episode, because
exactly,
I have no clue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
No,
where can we catch the podcast? YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube and Spotify. They're both exclusive. So.
Awesome. So I'll make sure to go follow it, and I'll try to catch some episodes. Ma'am, thank you so much for being here tonight. It was amazing conversation, and amazing songs to add to my playlist, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. No, thank you for having me. Really
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for being here. It was another crazy Friday night of the NYXUS podcast. We'll be back next Friday, 7 p.m. again. Have a good night, guys.